Hello everybody, welcome to my video today. I'm going to dive in and create some things this morning. I'm super early for my live, but it is the last day of school, which means the kids get out at noon and there's fun stuff going on all day, and I'm actually going to be headed up to the school in just a little bit to hang out and see everybody and kind of just, I like to be there and hang out with everybody. Kind of the last day they have what they call like field day, and they do all this fun stuff. And then I have a few gifts left to pass out to everybody, teacher gifts and staff gifts. And I like to do that the last day. So that's why I'm super early this morning, and I am not entirely sure what I'm doing. If you pop on here, swipe, okay. I'm just making sure I can see comments, you guys. And then I know that Facebook will, I don't know, sometimes Facebook does not notify you. I know I've been really having problems with Facebook kind of notifying me. Hey, Chris. When people go live, I don't know if it's a setting that Facebook has changed or if it's just a glitch, but I feel like all of the people I follow, I never get notification that they are live anymore. And so I've been missing quite a few lives. So if you're catching the replay, hello, happy Friday. And I hope that you guys are having a great day. A couple things. I wanted to show a card I got in the mail. This was actually from Chris. It was a little thank you card that she sent me. I got it in the mail this week, and I love it. It immediately made me sad that this paper is retired. I was like, oh no, I missed that paper. But I loved the card. Yeah, Chris said Facebook has been horrible. Oh, you're not able to schedule things as well? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. I feel like they go through this every 6 months. There's some glitch that affects some part of whatever kind of whatever Facebook part, it'll affect this one thing, and then you can't figure out what to do or if it's just you. And then by the time you're like, oh, it wasn't just me, it was Facebook, then they have it worked out. But it's super annoying because I'm missing a ton of lives. All of a sudden, I'll be scrolling through. This happened to me with Chris yesterday. I was scrolling through Facebook at 6, and I saw that she had been live. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's Thursday. But I never got a notification. But I just Thursdays at 4 is usually the kids have gotten home. I'm out of my office. It's one of those weird times where it's I need a notification to remind me, and I never get it anymore, which I used to always get it. And then same thing, there's a time that Angie Judah goes live for one of her lives. That's a weird time for me, and I always miss it because I never get notified. So anyways, you guys, that's my little tangent about Facebook. So the new catalog is live. I hope that you guys have seen it. I will post a link to it so you can view it online if you have not seen it. Good morning, Debbie. I love it. You could see I have mine all marked up and my tabs are in. I have mine spiral bound. I was just telling Chris this morning, I'm super annoyed because my orders have not shipped yet. I placed my orders early Tuesday morning and they have not shipped yet. And I was really hoping that I would have them by today because I am out of new product to share with you guys. All of the stuff that I ordered during pre-order, I've already used. And so I'm itching to start creating with the new stuff, and my order has not shipped yet. So I know it's just right, first world problems. I should not be annoyed. It's a busy time for Stampin' Up! With all the orders that are coming in. It'll probably ship today. which means I'll have it like midweek next week, probably by Thursday. But I'm just letting you guys know I'm super annoyed. One of those things, right? It's Friday. and I'm annoyed. Let me catch up with comments, guys. Oh, yeah. Kathy said she has a little chart by her computer. Yeah, that would work, except for like crazy people like me that never stick to a schedule. Right? But I should like maybe set a reminder on my phone. Like I know Chris goes live every Thursday at the same time, like 4. She's like always great about doing the same time. I should just set a reminder on my phone. Don't depend on Facebook. That's the topic of today. Don't depend on them. So anyways, you guys, I sent out a bunch of catalogs yesterday. So if you have not got a catalog from me, they went out yesterday. A bunch more went out yesterday, and a bunch more are going out on Wednesday. Several of the catalogs had this in it for my current customers. And this is my blends chart tracker that I created. It is 2 pages. If you get this in the catalog that I send you, it is printed on Whisper White cardstock. So right away, you can just bring your blends in and blend away. And I was under the impression that Pineapple Punch blend retired. Why did I think this, you guys? I have no idea why I thought this. In fact, I moved these markers to the section of my storage where it's like, don't use these because they're retired. And then all of a sudden I realized they're not retired. Not retired at all. So I moved them back. But this is how you use that chart. So, if you are a current customer, you may find this in the back of your catalog package, and that's what it is. I had a bunch of them left over, and I thought there was no point in them going to waste, so I just popped them into some catalogs. So I wanted to share that with you. I had lost this and finally found it. And then speaking of lost items, look what I found, you guys. And I found the scalloped circle dies. So I mean, literally the day I knew this was going to happen, right? I knew this was going to happen. I replaced these on my order. Kathy, did new blades go live yesterday? Let me know, because you guys know blends. Oh, blends. You forgot to order your new blends yesterday. Oh, I put those on my order right away on Tuesday. They were like one of the top things I put on my list. So the day that I ordered these, I replaced them, I found them. And you guys, I'm going to show you where I found them. Okay. I'm going to take you off the stand. So it's going to get a little bumpy. And then I'll put you back. Okay, so right here is where I keep my dies, okay? So it's in one of these carts from IKEA. And I have down here, at first I thought they must be down here, because down here I have old embossing folders, and then I usually keep this stuff right here down on the second shelf. And this is just extra packets already made up of my magnet sheets for new dies. So I had thought for sure they just got stuck in here because I just recently made up new packets for the new dies that I'm getting. Okay. So I kept thinking they had to be here. And so I kept looking through this like a million times. I kept flipping through it, thinking for sure they just got put there because I had changed these over, both of these. I had changed them over to new magnet sheets that were larger than they had been. Okay. So that's why I kept thinking that they were here. So let me just give you the rundown. These are my Project Life dies. So some of them are actual, like from Becky Higgins, Project Life dies, or like Project Life from Stampin' Up dies. And then some of them are just like letter dies, like our large letter dies. I now moved to my Project Life section, right? Then I have retired dies. So these are all the dies from Stampin' Up that have retired that I can't part with. Then there's this section right here, other companies, and they are like my Lawn Fawn dies. Like, remember these? The border dies I used last week. And then over here are my current dies. So this is from the annual catalog, and they're just alphabetically. And then these are holiday dies, and some of them are retired. So you notice they have a retired sticker if they're retired, but then some of them are not retired. Like this particular one is not retired. So they're all in alphabetical order, but they just either have a retired sticker on them or not. I don't move my holiday ones into the retired section, right? So all of a sudden, I'm sitting here, whatever day I posted the photo, I think it was Tuesday when I ordered, and I remembered using these dies. Remember when I used these? I had picked up all 4 sets of dies. So this goes to show you that, like, when Chris said to me, like on the last video, well, you wonder why you lose all your stuff. You're a mess. But I had put them back. Like, I did put them back. Like, I had grabbed this die and then all 3 other sets, the stitched rectangles, the nestled dies, and the scalloped borders, and I stuck them all right here. So all of a sudden, like, I remember doing this, and sure enough, I came and pulled this, and they were all right behind there. Can you believe it? Let me pop you back up here, because we're going to craft now. Goodness. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Totally dropped my phone. Okay. Looks like you guys are okay. Looks like you're okay. Okay, so, but can you believe it? Didn't you know that was going to happen? So they've been found. It's totally fine because, like I had said before, I wanted 2 sets of these anyways, just for prepping kits and stuff. It's going to come in handy. So I don't mind having 2 of these. I'll have 2 of this set, and then I'll have 2 of the rectangles, and we're going to use the rectangles today. So anyways, you guys, that's all, like, catching up, just chit-chatting with you guys for a few minutes here. So the catalog is live. Please make sure you get your orders in. If you are ready to order and you've had some time to look at the catalog, make sure you get your orders in this month. When you spend $50 with me or more, you will get these right here. They are beautiful. I have seen them in person and they're beautiful. They're way more pretty in person than in the catalog. So that's what you get. And then you also get 2 PDF tutorials that have lots of fun projects in them. And I'm excited about that. One features the Follow Your Art bundle. And then one features all of the in colors. So the magnet sheets here, is that what you're asking, Julie? These I go to Lowe's or Home Depot and I get vent covers. And the vent covers will come in a pack of 3 and they are 18 inches by 24 inches. And I just cut them down. And that ends up being enough. So you can see, like, and then my pocket, I added the link for the pocket on my last live video. For those of you that were asking, there's a link in the description of that video. You can go back and look for that. And then I just take a piece of this cardstock piece that comes in our designer paper. I cut it down. I cut mine at 5.5 by 7 so that the white part kind of sticks up a little bit. And it just makes the pocket a little bit more sturdy. And then I cut my magnet sheets down. And then because of the size that I cut them, you end up with some odd pieces, but like, see, this smaller piece works perfect for the rest of these dies. And the one thing I will say is you have to be careful about, because these magnet sheets, the corners are really pointy because they're corners. Oftentimes they slice my bag. Like, if I put it in here and you see, like, if I don't get it straight in there and it falls, sometimes it'll split my bag open. Okay, so today we're going to use Mosaic Madness, and I need to know what colors coordinate with this because this is a specialty paper. When you get it, it has this piece of cardboard in the back. So it doesn't have the colors that coordinate right on there like normal. I think it has it on the sticker on the front. Okay, so Mosaic Madness, it coordinates with Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, Mint Macaroon, Soft Suede, Terracotta Tile, Very Vanilla, and Whisper White. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe Soft Suede is what I'm gonna need. Soft Suede, and then I need one more color. Maybe Mint Macaroon. I have like 1,000 packs of Mint Macaroon. I really wanted to use Terracotta Tile, but I don't think that's gonna go. So I'm not using, we're gonna use designer paper. And then I think this, I just need a sentiment. So I think Butterfly Wishes. So here is this paper. And I think we're gonna use this. See this, how it like, it has this, what's this called? It's not foiled. I've been trying to think of what this is called when paper has this. It's not foiled, but it's like glossy in certain areas. So I think we're going to use that one. We could use this one. Okay, or maybe this one. I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to pull this one out because I feel like I desperately want to use Terracotta Tile, but I don't know that it's going to work out. Okay. Yeah, like glossy. Yeah. Okay, so let's take Soft Suede. I have no idea what I'm doing, you guys. I'm just winging it. We're just gonna figure it out. Okay, so we have Soft Suede, and then I'm gonna bring my Big Shot over, and we're gonna use these rectangle stitched dies because they caused me so much worry this week. And I'm just going to use this middle one. So the one pet peeve I have about the stitched rectangle dies is they don't fit card, what's the word I'm looking for? Card measurements well. I would have rather our dies, our rectangle die, stitched dies layered with card measurements. That's what I'm trying to say. I would have rather they had layered with card measurements a little bit better. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I just ran this through a couple times. Okay. Okay, so see how that's... So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock, and I'm going to fold it, obviously, to make a card base, right? Like I normally do. I'm trying to get it lined up. I don't know what happened. Yeah, the proportions are wrong. And I will tell you that Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle dies are not, their proportions are not wrong. They match up pretty perfectly. So I feel like it's not that it's not doable, and I don't know what the deal was. Like maybe Stampin' Up! Couldn't do it. Like maybe, oh, I need the bigger one. I need the bigger rectangle. Maybe there was a reason they couldn't do it. I have no idea, but it's annoying. Okay, so we need this largest one because I want this to be a layer on here. So hopefully, so we'll save that rectangle for another project. Kathy said she uses her corner rounder on the envelope punch board. Oh, I'm so scared to do that, Kathy. I'm afraid. I have several corner rounders. I have the one on the envelope punch board, and then I have a corner rounder that I use for Project Life. And I'm so nervous that it will dull my corner rounder, that I don't do it. Because I've thought about it, like it seems like the easiest solution. Do you find that your envelope punch board, like the corner rounder is getting dull? Daisy said Stamps of Life sets work good too. Yeah, I don't have any of her product, so I don't know if what works with hers. But I do know, like, I got takes Stampin' Up! Kind of forever to get on with the trends. And so I've had stitched circle and stitched rectangle dies forever. And I got them from Lawn Fawn and Simon Says. Okay. So now we have this. Sometimes I really don't like, see how it doesn't, you'll see as we layer this, it doesn't layer maybe as perfectly as I would like it to. So then the other thing that happens is that when you are wanting a layer inside, it's hard to figure out how to cut it. So I'm not even giving you guys measurements on this, because I feel like you're going to have to do exactly what I'm doing and just eyeball it a little bit. And on the PDF that I will provide for this project, that's what it's going to say. It's going to say eyeball it. So then I want this inside the stitched. And I feel like I have to take a little sliver off the side. So I feel like that's okay. But I feel like this isn't going to work, this card base. I feel like it's too brown. Okay. Do you guys like how I'm just winging this today and I have no clue what I'm doing? I don't know. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know. I've just always been so scared to do that. Okay. You're like, thanks a lot. Now I'm worried about it. Don't you hate when that happens? When you're like, oh, I hadn't thought about whatever the situation is. And then somebody brings it up. Okay, so I'm going to take a tiny sliver off the top here. And I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if this is going to work. Okay. So I think this is how my layers are going to go. Okay. Now we're going to use this. So now we're going to fussy cut some of these items. So I was thinking I would use soft suede because this is soft suede. And the pieces that we want to use, I'm going to do a really broad cutout, and then we'll go in and we'll make it better. Okay, and then we're going to want this. And then we're going to want this. I just want to get like the majority of this cut out so that we can. Okay. So even though this is a specialty paper, and so most of the time when it's a specialty paper like this, it's thicker. This is actually pretty thin. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean typically our specialty papers are slightly thicker. This is pretty standard to our designer paper. It's specialty because of the glossiness. So the way I'm cutting this, the way I'm fussy cutting this, if you'll notice, I'm trying to make sure that I turn the paper and not my scissors. And then I'm opening my scissors up really wide so that I'm avoiding going like this all over my cut, right? I'm just opening them very wide, and as I close them, I'm moving my paper. And the other thing is I sort of put this finger, I don't know if you guys can see, but underneath, I put my finger on here like this to kind of guide my scissors underneath. I always wondered how people fussy cut things so well, where it would look like it was a die. And that is one of the things that I've realized helps. I'm not a huge fan of fussy cutting, but sometimes you do what you have to do, right? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to cut the middle portion of this flower out, and we're going to use this paper in a way that we would use a stamp. Like if I had a stamp and I was creating this image, since I don't have any new product to play with, right? Since Stampin' Up! Is taking their sweet time. No, I'm just kidding. Really, guys. I should not be angry. If we had a stamp and we were doing this, and this is what we would be doing. We would be creating layers. So now let's pop this up and try to line it up. I need to use all of these end pieces up. And then what I need to stop doing is grabbing brand new, look at this. I need to really stop grabbing brand new dimensional sheets and like use up a sheet. That would be helpful. Okay. So now we're gonna pop this piece up, and I'm gonna try to kind of line up where the middle would look like that. So now we have some dimension. So if you look at our flower, now we have a little bit of dimension. Okay, so that's gonna go there, and then we still have some more cutting to do. Let me see, where'd my pieces go? Oh, right here. I want this butterfly. And this butterfly has some glossiness to it. Okay. Now we're almost ready to put this together. I know this was a little bit more prep, but it's because we're not necessarily stamping a bunch, right? We're fussy cutting. So now let's go ahead and put our sentiment on here. I like this sentiment here. Oh, goody. It's a stamp I haven't prepped yet. Okay. So let me share another tip with you guys. Okay, let's do this one because it's a large. The other thing that I still do, even though we have these are now cling stamps, meaning this part is very sticky. I still trim my stamps really close to the image, because the thing is that if you've not experienced these stickers yet, once this sticker touches this foam, you better hope you've lined it up perfectly or you are screwed, because you cannot remove this sticker. Once it hits that foam, it will literally rip the foam up. So I don't know if you've had this experience yet, but I used to trim, the reason I used to trim my images like this was so that more of the foam would be exposed to the clear block, and that would cut down on my stamped images falling off the clear block. So that's why I used to do it. So the first time I got one of these new set of cling stamps, I was like, yay, I don't have to do that anymore. That's amazing. That's going to be perfect. And then I put a sticker onto my foam and did not line it up properly and tore up my stamp. Okay. So the other thing that I really personally dislike is I dislike when the sticker portion is hanging off my stamp. So have you ever experienced that? Hey, Dreamia, where you put your sticker on and you're just maybe like slightly off and then part of your sticker is hanging off your stamp, right? And you're like, it like drives me bananas. So I still go ahead and trim around the edge of my stamp. So I trim as close as I possibly can to my image, and then I peel off one side, and then this way I can center it, press it down. Now, when you fold this over to peel the other sticker off, put your finger there, because if this sticks to this again, you're screwed. Okay. So then you just tap that down. Then you don't have any extra hanging off, and you've managed to put that into the middle of your image. So we're going to use the sentiment, and I won't bore you guys with putting all of this together. I'll do that on my own time. Oops. Well... Okay, so I even do this with the sentiment. Hopefully you guys don't mind me doing this really quick with my sentiment. And I managed to accidentally pull off the white piece, so this down here is going to be a little annoying to have to do. But you can see it's pretty quick. I tend to get a lot of stamps all at once. Like I will be getting next week, I'll be getting quite a few stamp sets all at once. And what I do is I just put on a movie. A lot of times I'll sit in the living room in the evening when I'm hanging out with my husband, and I'll cut all of this and prep all my stamps. So I like to do it all at once so this kind of thing doesn't happen, like right when I'm in the middle of creating. I don't like having to stop to put together stamps. So it's a little bit easier if you just do it all at once. Okay, sorry guys about that. Okay, so now let's put this on here. Daisy, you never put your stickers on? Doesn't that like annoy you? I wish I was that brave to never put my stickers on. That's one way to save time. So see, okay, so I'm just going to show you. See that pressed down, like it just kind of flew down on there, and that's not, I mean, it's too late now, but it's not, oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, there's no way that's coming off, so that's just how it is. Okay, so let's stamp our sentiment. Now that we took 1,000 years talking about that. We'll use soft suede on this mint macaroon. And so one thing I do when I'm trying to line up my sentiment, and like I know this sticker now is not lined up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up let me point here. I'm going to line up the bottom part of this stamp. I'm not even going to look at the sticker portion. I'm going to line up the bottom part of my stamp with my cardstock. And that's how I'm hopefully going to get a straight image. And it's a little bit harder just because I'm my camera is right above me, so it's a little bit hard for me to get right over the image. See, it's crooked. Okay, so now that I've explained that, I'm going to pull this closer to me so I can get right over it, and then I'll show you. Okay, so just try to make sure that's why when I pick it up on the block, I try to make sure it's straight. And then this is just right directly over me. I know I'm off camera. Okay, so look what happened. It did it again. What in the world? Okay, I'm gonna, like, what's going on here? So this is... It's still, like, what? How is this? What's the problem? Okay, so is it... Well, it looks like it's pretty good on there. So it leans that way. So go this way. See, that's way better, and it's totally angled. Do you guys see that? So if I angle it up, yeah, it comes out way straighter. Wait, is it on my block wrong? Okay, now I'm just trying to figure this out. Do you guys see? Can you guys see while I'm stamping? Like, am I missing something? What am I missing? Okay, so I cleaned this set. Okay, I'm sticking that on my mat, and then I'm sticking this on my block, so it should be on my block pretty straight. Let me see if that was the problem, or if this is just a funky stamp. So now if I'm straight on here, nope, look at that. Okay, so this is going to be a nightmare to... Okay, so if I angle it up a little, yep, that's way better. So this has to be angled up a little bit. Okay, so this is a great reason to stamp, to do a test stamp. And when I angle it up to get it straight, see how I keep missing the very end of this? Okay, so we have to cut another piece of okay, so I'm just trimming out another piece. And remember, it's a little wonky. Okay. And then it's like right here. Okay, so now let's make sure. Okay, so now let's stamp and see how I do. So I need to remember to angle it up a little bit. I have no idea. It's so weird that it's like that. Okay. So I don't know if I'm in the shot or not here. Okay, so that's still angled a tiny bit, but I could probably live with it. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. It still is angled. Well, it's angled quite a bit. Oh, you guys, this is a nightmare. One more time, and then we're just going to have to, like, deal with however it stamps. Is there a different sentiment I could use? I'm using a different sentiment, you guys, until I figure this out. And then I'm not even going to bother putting on a sticker right now, because... So let's stamp this just so I can get an idea of how it stamps. Guys, this is a nightmare. Yeah, I guess I could bring out the Stamparatus. Oh my, I'm gonna have to. These are the moments I get really frustrated, and I just feel like I don't want to stamp because I can't figure it out. Does that ever happen with you guys? Like, is there a particularly like a technique or a like something very specific where you're like, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore? And this is why I don't always do difficult techniques or like different, like not even difficult, but you guys like know like different. Oh, I hate the Stampin' Majig, Gail. I never could figure out how to use that thing. I hated it. That's the other reason, like, I don't do, like, fun fold cards, like, these, like, different, style cards, because I get frustrated. Okay. I feel like this isn't going to be straight. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Oh, I never could figure it out, Gail. You got to come over and show me how to use it, because I never could figure that thing out. Okay. The Stamparatus to the rescue. Okay, 45 minutes later on a sentiment. Okay. Now, let's close this ink pad up so that I don't put my whole elbow in it. Okay. There is that. And here is our card base. So of course we need a little bit of foam. Can I piece some foam together? I think I can. Not that one. Maybe this. That'll be perfect. It's a bit far from Nebraska. Oh, come on. Come on over for the weekend. Yeah, the Stamparatus did that really well. I have to say, that was a good call. See how impatient I get, where I'm just like, forget it, I'm done. I know. I shouldn't do that. Okay, so we'll layer this, like so. And then I did get a little ink here when I was having all the issues. So hopefully it'll be okay, because we'll do this. Like this, and then I want my butterfly. Hey, I'm all for it. Let's all come and craft. So I'm just turning up the corners of this. Okay, so now I'm just gonna make this flat. And we'll stick it right here, like so. And then the butterfly will I wonder if a dimensional will fit, like a regular dimensional. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Okay. Like so. And then what do we have to do? Because we did a butterfly. What is the standard procedure? Rhinestones. Right down the middle of the butterfly. Right down the middle of this butterfly. And then I feel like this still needs, you know me, I can never stop. Okay, so let's get some sequence out. And I have these like gold and mint macaroon ones. They were from some kit that Stampin' Up! Did. So I only have a few left. Okay. And then we'll get our liquid glue out. And then I have a fun giveaway coming up, you guys, so stick with me here. Okay. And then we'll take our sequence. Oh, yeah, Gail. Yeah, that is funny how, well, and I think too, when we get used to using something, you know, it becomes easier. I do think the Stamparatus is a little bit bulky. It's why I don't always reach for it, but I feel like the use of it is really easy. Where the Stampin' Majig, I felt like I never, no matter what I did, I never could end up getting anything straight with it anyhow. So it's funny how we get used to things. That's kind of like photopolymer stamps. The first time I ever used a stamp, I used photopolymer, which are the clear stamps that you see through. So I've never been a big fan of red rubber stamps, but I know people who don't like the photopolymer stamps, and they like the red rubber stamps, but really because that's what they always stamped with. So it's funny how like you just get used to something, or sometimes the first thing you use is what you prefer. I wasn't sure how the gold would go on here, but I think I'm going to sprinkle 3 on here. And then I want so I wonder if I should put a couple That's probably good, don't you think? I say rock the Stampin' Majig, Gail. If it works for you, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? And would you look at this? I totally feel like this is crooked on here. You guys, I am not doing good this morning making cards. Okay, let's try to straighten this situation out. I think that's better. Okay, so that's the card. So what do we think? Yeah, I think that is why everybody loved the red rubber, or still loves the red rubber. I know there are several people that are not happy that we don't sell wood stamps anymore. Like that was their preferred method because, you know, 20 years ago, that's all stamps were on wood blocks. So you get used to it, or you learn, and it's hard to like switch, right? Or like do something different when you're used to the way it is. So this is the card. I'm sort of loving it, you guys. I'm sort of loving it. I've seen lots of people cut this stuff apart on this paper, and I wasn't sure about it, but I think that it can be really pretty. I really love layering this. Like this was fun to cut some of the layers out and layer it and give it this dimension. I think that added to it. No, Gail, I don't remember foam stamps. Was that like actual foam? I've only been stamping like 6 years. I originally was not a stamp. Like I still say, like I'm not a card maker. I'm not a stamper. Like I got into this doing what I do with memory keeping, really was the thing that I did. And then I just ended up with all the supplies and thought, well, why not card make? But I've only been a part of Stampin' Up! For like 6 or 7 years now. I think that I'm on my 7th year. So, like I don't remember having to cut the stamps up. I know like people talk about having to cut the stamps and like trim them and stuff. Like they didn't just pop out, like how they just pop out of the, like how they're pre-cut like this. They used to not be like that. You had to trim them yourself. And we had red rubber scissors that were specific for it. And I wasn't a part of that when that was, like that. So I don't know, right? It's what we get used to. Hey, Elizabeth. So I have a fun giveaway, you guys. I actually have this brand new stamp set. I've used it once, you guys. I used the thanks. But that's really, honestly, you guys, it's all I've used is just the thanks. And I meant to use this for a class. I really wanted to use this. And I never did. And I feel like we're going into summer. This is a great summer stamp set. And I feel like sad that it never got used. And so I want to do a giveaway. I honestly thought that I had not used it at all, but I guess I used that thanks. So I'm sorry that one stamp is used. But I feel like I don't want to stick this in my retired stamps and it be sitting there for the next 2 years before I sell stuff again. And so I really want to give this away to somebody who's going to use it and get use out of it this season. And then, so this is the giveaway for this week. So all you have to do is comment, leave me a comment, let me know your name, and I'll do a giveaway for this. And then I found this in my stash. This is a fast fuse adhesive refill. Now, I never did get into using the fast fuse. I didn't like it. But when I was doing classes, I had a basket that had adhesive that I sold at my classes. And so I had all kinds of different adhesives in there, and Fast Fuse was one of them. So here's the deal. This is not part of the giveaway, just in case the person who wins this doesn't use Fast Fuse. Like if I won Fast Fuse, I would not be happy. I'd be like, I'm throwing that in the trash. So this is no longer available through Stampin' Up! Anymore. So what I want to do is give this to somebody who uses Fast Fuse. So if you use Fast Fuse, okay, comment, I use Fast Fuse, and I will send this to you. And it's the first comment I see. So I'm uploading this directly to YouTube when I'm done. So probably by the time this gets to YouTube, I will have already found somebody who wants this. So I'm sorry about that. But if you are on YouTube, you can still enter okay, Gail, it's yours. So I'm going to send this to you, Gail. I just sent you a package yesterday. I wish I would have known I would have put this in it. I'll send this to you. So if you're on YouTube, you can still enter to win the stamp set. And again, I'm sorry I used the thanks. I really thought I hadn't used it at all. I will pick somebody on Monday, and I will send this out because I want it to get used this season. So I don't want it to go to waste. I had the very best intentions of using this, and I wanted to do a whole online class with it, and I never got time. So Gail is getting the Fast Fuse. I'm going to send that to Gail, and then leave a comment if you want to win this stamp set. And I will send that out, okay? So this week has been super crazy, you guys, with the catalog going live. I've had a ton of things going on. I've been live here on Facebook several different times and kind of all wonky. It's been all kind of like wonky and different days. Next week, I will be live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm not sure about the exact times. Just so you guys know. I'm going to put my stitched framelit dies right back where they belong, in behind the right category right now so I don't lose them again. And then also, as soon as I get my Stampin' Up! Order, if it ever ships, I will be doing a haul and sharing with you guys the things that I got for my first annual catalog order. I actually, you guys, I can't, like, confessions of a stamper. I placed 3 orders. Yeah, you heard me right. 3 orders. I placed my one really big order that had all of my paper for my paper share on it. And I was able to get several of my things on there. I threw them on that order. Then I was like, well, I sort of need a few other things. And that's the order that I placed all of my blends on. I got my writer markers for the new ink colors. And I got a couple stamp sets. And then the very next day I was like, okay, I need the rest of these stamp sets. And I placed another order. You guys, I know it's terrible, but confessions of a stamper. So, but honestly, you guys, I probably won't order anything else from the annual catalog. Like I usually only do 1 or 2 orders in June and July of the new catalog, of the annual catalog, because then I move on to the other catalogs and I have classes to do and other stuff to prep. So I never get to order much very long. Like, I always order a lot from the annual catalog, but I just don't drag it out for months and months because, I know Matt's going to really love the situation. I know Wendy already got her orders, so I know he's already delivered to her several times because I know she overnighted her stuff. So I know she got several boxes and we've been ordering catalogs, and he'll probably be here. Like, one time he was here every single day of the week. He was here Monday through Friday. Delivering Stampin' Up! Boxes. And he was like, you need to relax. They were for classes and they were catalogs and stuff, but he doesn't know what's in the boxes when he's delivering them. So he was like, you need to, like, calm down, and, like, your husband needs to take your debit card away. I laughed at him. Right? I know. I do love my UPS guy. He's amazing. So you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I was really chit-chatty. I am going to run today and get this uploaded to YouTube, and then I am headed out to the school and to after-school swim parties and to wrap up our school year and hit summer running, which will be fun. And then I'll be back next week to create with you guys and share some more. And if you have any questions or you need help placing an order, please let me know. I will be around this evening, just not this afternoon. Okay? So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will chat with you later.